Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And today I want to talk about Axl Rose's secret message in the Don't Cry video. Now this message happens at the very end of the video. You'll notice that the baby at the beginning is different than the baby at the end of the video because of the different eye colors they have. And then there's a message that Axl has saying there's a lot going on. P.S. Thanks, Joseph. But what exactly does that mean? Now Axl gave an interview to Rockline in 1991 where he answered that very question. So here's what he had to say. Explain it.
Hi, Axl. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
I had noticed that at the beginning of the Don't Cry video, little baby started out, he had blue eyes. And then at the end, he had green. And then there was the message, there's a lot going on. P.S. Thanks, Joseph. Who's Joseph and what's the purpose with the eyes?
Well, the eyes, it was different babies, and it was meant to be that it was two different people, you know, and it was like birth and rebirth, and it was meant to show that, you know, and we just used green eyes because I have green eyes, and there's a lot going on. It means that there's a lot more going on in the world than most people think or care to realize, and Joseph was the guy who, you know, Don't Cry was his favorite song, and he's a DJ out here in Hollywood that keeps a lot of bands alive and keeps people listening to them, and, you know, a bit alternative and a bit hard rock, and he works in all the hard rock clubs. And he had got our song, Don't Cry, to the record company in the beginning, and I didn't feel that anybody that he had helped had really thanked him enough. And I knew if I put it on there, it'd be permanent, and if I didn't put his last name, his name's Joseph Brooks, people would like, oh, who's Joseph?
Yeah. Good for you for doing that and giving somebody else some recognition. Vonnie, thanks for the call.
So who exactly is Joseph Brooks? Well, he was a pretty well-known DJ in the Hollywood scene, as Axl said, and he was pretty transformative in the alternative rock music scene, and he was really one of the first people to showcase early bands like U2, Depeche Mode, The Cure, Culture Club, and of course he also helped Guns N' Roses get signed. He also introduced goth, electronica, and other dance music to the American underground. So Joseph's seminal music shop, The Vinyl Fetish, which he owned from 1980 to 1986, drew music enthusiasts who would line up to meet Sushi and the Banshees, Baha's, U2, The Damned, Duran Duran, The Smiths, and many other British bands on their first American tours. So during the time, he had a popular weekly import record radio show on the once groundbreaking KROQ radio station in LA. These days, Joseph Brooks isn't so much involved in the music scene as he's now got his own jewelry shop online. So if you go to his website, josephbrooks.com, you can actually see all the jewelry he's selling. And LA Weekly ran a pretty good piece about him, about how he changed careers from being a DJ to now selling jewelry. But before we get to that, you may have read one of his interviews back in 1999. So Spin Magazine did a pretty good piece on Axl Rose. It was basically about his self-destruction. So it was about how he came from Indiana, he ruled LA, and how Axl Rose went from the top of the charts to Where Are They Now file. So it was the unauthorized saga of rock's greatest recluse as told by Slash, Metallica, Motley Crue, Alice Cooper, and other people who knew Axl. And one of those people who was interviewed was Joseph Brooks. So he had a couple quotes in the article. He said that Guns N' Roses slept here, there, and everywhere, and Izzy made leather-studded wristbands I sold in my record store. That's what he did for a living. He also went on to say how he helped Guns N' Roses get signed. So he said, I dragged A&R people to their gigs and played Welcome to the Jungle demo on my show, which was on KROQ at the time. He also said, I brought Tom Zutaut to see Guns N' Roses, and he loved them. So Tom Zutaut even said Joe at Vinyl Fetish, which is referring to Joseph, was like, there's this new band called Guns N' Roses, you should check them out. I went to see them at the Troubadour, and there were lots of A&R people. So I left after 2 songs, and I didn't need to see any more to know that they were going to be the biggest band in the world. On my way out, I said to one of the other A&R people, they suck, I'm going home, knowing full well I was going to sign them to Geffen come hell or high water. So the LA Weekly article that was written about Joseph Brooks, it was a pretty short piece, but they said that his jewelry has been worn by pretty well-known musicians, including Madonna and the Jonas Brothers. So that does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you knew who Joseph Brooks was. I imagine if you guys lived in LA, then you listen to KRLQ, or were just a fan of rock and roll back in the 80s. I imagine you definitely knew who he was back in the day. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. And go check us out on GNRCentral.com for the latest Guns N' Roses news. Take care.